Hello everyone, Watch Captain Kyrez here, and today we'll be taking a deeper look into the new Primaris models coming in the Shadowforge box set. Starting off, we have the Eliminator Squad. Feel free to pause this at any time if you want to read it yourself. I'll read it for you in case you're painting up a new model or driving. So to the Eliminator Squad, this unit contains one Eliminator Sergeant and two Eliminators. Each model is equipped with a camo cloak and armed with a bolt sniper rifle, bolt pistol, frag, and crack grenades. There's nothing special on their stat line, just a normal Primaris. They still have the 3-up save even though they are in Phobos armor. Their bolt sniper rifle, this weapon can target a character even if it is not the closest enemy unit. In addition, when attacking with this weapon, choose one of the profiles below. The Executioner round is a 36-inch range, heavy 1, strength 4, minus 2 AP, D3 damage. And if you make a wound roll of a 6-up for this weapon, it inflicts 1 mortal wound in addition to its normal damage. So there you go, you got another way of doing free mortal wounds. Could be nice, very random. So basically just the standard headshots. And then you have a Mortis round, 36-inch range again, heavy 1, strength 4, minus 1, 1 damage. And this weapon can target units that are not visible to the firer. And you add 2 to hit rolls when firing that weapon. Units do not receive the benefit of cover for their saving throws against attacks made with this weapon. Wow. Insane. I guess snipers can now see through walls. I don't know what eyesight they have, but I wish I had it. And then you have the Hyper Frag round. It is a 36-inch range, heavy D3, strength 4, 1 damage. No special rules for that one. It's just to give you multiple shots, because again, there's only 3 characters in this round, in this squad rather. And then for their abilities, they have And They Shall Know No Fear, Camo Cloaks, add 2 to saving throws when in cover, and in Concealed Positions. They basically have the same scout move that Marine Scouts have. Sorry, stuttered there. Other than that, that's the Eliminator Squad. They are a heavy support choice and only 3 power. Moving on, we have the Eliminator Squad. Infiltrator Squad, sorry. Just said that. Same stat line as a Primaris. This unit contains 1 Infiltrator Sergeant and 4 Infiltrators. It can include up to 4 additional Infiltrators and an Infiltrator Helix Adept. Each model is armed with a Marksman Bolt Carbine, Bolt Pistol, Frag, and Crack Grenades. So here we see back on the Eliminator Squad, you can't add any more. It's just the standard 3 guys, no more adding. And here with the Infiltrator Squad, which are the new Primaris Scout equivalent, you can take up to 10 and a Helix Adept, which basically acts as their personal medic. So far, their Marksman Bolt Carbines a little bit different. It's a 24-inch range, rapid fire 1, strength 4, 1 damage. Each unmodified hit roll of a 6 made for this weapon's attacks automatically hits and results in a wound, and you do not roll to wound for that attack. So if you're rolling hot or if you had some modified dice, you only have to roll to wound, so it takes out that chance. For their special abilities, they have And They Shall Know No Fear, Combat Squads, Concealed Positions, so they get their little scout move. And here's a special one. They have the Omni Scrambler. Enemy units that are set up on the battlefield as reinforcements cannot be set up within 12 inches of this unit. So if you set these guys up in a nice piece of terrain, because they also have concealed positions, so you can just scout move them up and then set them on an objective. Say somebody's going to deep strike in next to you, they can't deep strike normally within 9 inches. They have to do it within 12, which will negate a lot of charges. I mean, still, you could get charged. There's always that possibility when dice are involved. but it makes it much harder and a lot more area deniability. And then you have the Helix Adept, basically just a their own personal medic. Nothing much there. Then they have smoke grenades once per battle. Instead of shooting any weapons in the shooting phase, this unit can use its smoke grenades until your next shooting phase. Your opponent must subtract 1 from his hit rolls for attacks made with ranged weapons that target this unit. So then again, you get a little bit more survivability, making you -1 to hit once per battle. And then here we have the Lieutenant in Phobos armor. His stat line is a movement of 6, weapon skill 2, ballistic skill 3, strength 4, toughness 4, 5 wounds, 4 attacks. Can't make out the leadership there, and a 3-up armor save. And what he comes equipped with is a grav shoot, a master crafted Oculus bolt carbine, bolt pistol, close combat weapon, frag, and crack grenades. And then his master crafted Oculus bolt carbine is as follows: range 24 inches, rapid fire 1, strength 4, no AP, 2 damage. Might as well have an AP, but because units do not receive the benefit of cover for their saving throws against attacks made with this weapon. So there you have it. Might as well just have a standard AP. And then he has close combat weapon, strength user, 1 damage. The only reason why I say that is because he has a special rule, or ability rather, Knife Fighter. Each unmodified hit roll of 6 made for attacks with this model's close combat weapon scores 2 hits instead of 1, which is pretty nice. So he's been like training with the Reaver squads a little bit, it seems like. And you have a grav shoot, allows him to deep strike. And he has tactical precision, reroll wound rolls of 1, like all other lieutenants. Moving on, we have the captain, not being so stealthy, yelling and pointing. And here's his stat line, basically standard captain. Weapon skill 2, ballistic skill 2, strength 4, toughness 4, 6 wounds, 5 attacks, leadership 9, and a 3-up armor save, which I find it really odd. This is supposed to be the lightweight scout armor, less armored up, and yet they still rock 3-up armor saves. Just a bit of a gripe in lore reasoning. And so a captain in Phobos armor is a single model equipped with a camo cloak and armed with a master crafted instigator bolt carbine. What a mouthful. And we'll talk about that one here now. It's a range 30 inches, heavy 1, strength 4, -2 AP, 2 damage. This weapon can target character models even if it's not the closest enemy unit. Wow. So he's just a captain that can snipe. And the special thing about his combat knife, each time the bearer fights, he can make 1 additional attack with this weapon. I don't know why he needed that as a special rule. Why didn't just add in an extra attack? Especially because the combat knife is just strength user, no AP, 1 damage. Unless he's going to get more stuff later on in the codex where you can arm him with other things, but who knows. For his abilities, and they shall know no fear, Iron Halo, so it gives a 4-up invuln, Rites of Battle, reroll all hit rolls of 1, the Camo Cloak adds 2 to saving throws if he's in cover, Concealed Positions, allows him to scout move, which is really nice, and then he has the Omni Scrambler as well, allowing other units that are deep, or your opponent's deep striking units, they have to set up within 12 instead of 9, which is really nice. So if there's like a huge terrain piece set up somewhere on the battlefield, you can pretty much set it like I own this piece of the board now. Especially with you, if you have a 10-man Infiltrator Squad and this guy, it's going to be pretty painful. Taking up a lot of real estate. And then next up we have the Librarian in Phobos armor. His stat line is Weapon Skill 3, Ballistic Skill 3, Strength 4, Toughness 4, 5 wounds, 4 attacks, Leadership 9, 3 up armor save. He comes with a camo cloak, a force sword, bolt pistol, frag grenades, and crack grenades. Basically all the same there, nothing special. He's just your standard librarian, except he is a scout, so he's a sneaky wizard. He gets the concealed positions. You allow him to do a scout move, the camo cloak, and he has psychic hood, which is kind of comes in handy. He'll be right up in there in their face. He's a standard Primaris one, so he knows 2 psychic powers and can cast can cast 2 and deny 1. They are also making a new psychic discipline for each of the factions in the box, and he will know the obscurations discipline, probably making them even more sneaky and hard to hit. Then next up we have the Flyboys carrying oversized machine guns, called the Suppressor Squad, sorry. And they are a fast attack. Look at those guns. Nothing about that model screams fast attack other than they put it on a flight stand. There seems to be a lot of hate about that model. Rightfully so. They should have done it a whole lot different. And the graph chute alone isn't going to move that model around as fast as they want it to. Because they gave it a 12-inch movement. You heard that right. 12-inch movement with a 48-inch autocannon. Yep. So the accelerated autocannon is 48 inches, heavy 2, strength 7, minus 2, 2 damage. Insane. Depending on the points cost, I will hate it. I will hate the model itself, but I will probably play with it. They also come with smoke launchers, giving you a -1 to hit. They have the grav chutes, allowing them to deep strike. And they also have a new rule, suppressing fire. If this unit destroys an enemy model in your shooting phase with accelerator autocannons, the destroyed model's unit cannot fire Overwatch until the end of their turn, which is crazy. Because say you have a bunch of Reavers set up next to a unit and then you shoot at them with the Suppressor Squad, then that unit's not going to get Overwatched when they charge, because this is probably going to kill something. Especially if you shoot at something as low toughness as like an Eldar unit or some human infantry. Could be pretty good. And then they come out with their own little mini codex. They said that all these units will be able to be mixed into their current existing Space Marine chapters. I'm really curious if the Death Watch are going to get these guys, since they're supposed to be the sneaky boys. And the Death Watch are the best at being sneaky boys. So I just guess we'll just have to wait and see. Death Watch have gotten everything else Primaris, so I don't see why they wouldn't get these guys, especially if they want to be covert ops and do all that the Death Watch already does. So we'll wait and see. But a little special note on the Voxcast earlier today that I listened to, Jess Goodwin mentioned a few special things. Similar to how they have the new Librarian in Phobos armor and the Captain in Phobos armor, they played around with the idea that chaplains and other special characters like that could also be coming. And I just wanted that to be known. Because I think that could be really cool. It means that they're playing around with a lot more ideas. We could see some chunky HQ units, and then could be a lot more stuff coming down the line that looks pretty cool. All in all, I like the Primaris. I think it's a cool addition. I like that they're throwing out a lot of new ideas. That's just my opinion. Some of the models I do not agree with, obviously. But other than that, folks, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down and leave a comment why. Have a nice day.